This is Malbon Golf. They're making golf creative, playful, and culturally relevant by speaking to audiences in a world where they already live. Golf has always had its heritage brands like Callaway, Titleist, or even Nike. But Malbon has come in and is on the rise because of two main things: their content and their collaboration. I had the opportunity to speak with Stephen Malbon, the founder and designer behind Malbon Golf, at a recent shoot that we did with them. You can now learn from the masters of collaboration themselves as we take some of the lessons learned and then teach you how to apply that into your brand and your product launches. I'm going to dissect their two-part marketing play, the content and the collabs, and this breakdown also includes how authenticity plays a crucial role in making this work for them, and I'll explain how you can execute it too. So let's start with content. Inside of content, the logo is a great place to start. All these collabs would feel chaotic if they didn't have that one singular anchor that pulls them all together, and with Malbon, it's the logo. We have this golf ball style logo that wears a hat, and in this particular campaign with Bushmills, the hat actually includes the Antrim tartan on there. It does the same on the lettering on the back, and in 80% of these collaborations, you'll see that logo adapt and change in line with the content and in line with the brand collaboration that's happening. So instead of just taking their same logo and slapping it on a new drop and just calling it a day, they've created a world where every single campaign and every single photo shoot is connected by that logo. The cheeky golf ball character is now one of the most flexible icons that I'm seeing in sportswear. Reimagining and redesigning a logo in line with your different collaborations is something that any brand and any product can actually do. No matter how wild your creative gets, the logo brings it back to center and make sure that you still have your identity in that campaign. Second most important part of content is authenticity. Stephen actually said they have drops planned as far out as 2027. This is only possible because of his core value of authenticity and putting out what he believes in and what he likes. He doesn't worry about trends or what's cool or what's in fashion. He just puts out what he likes. And as a result, other people like it too. In fact, brands are lining up to be part of the next collaboration. And it's honestly a breath of fresh air to see that play out. Malbon has now become a magnet, attracting the biggest ambassadors like Jason Day or Charlie Hull, or more recently, Steve Aoki. Legacy brands like Gap, Adidas, and even Jimmy Choo are jumping on a collab with Malbon. Or early noughties brands like Santa Cruz, even Coca-Cola, or my personal favorite, Bushmills. The list goes on and on. So if you're in fashion or if you do product drops, you probably do think about things like trends. But what I'm trying to encourage you to do is to not think about that and think more authentically. What does your brand care about? What do you care about as a founder, as a designer, especially if you are the face of the brand? Stephen Malbon just puts out what he cares about. He even did a drop about foraging in the forest for mushrooms or fishing. My final point now on content is the photo shoot or the art direction. Malbon don't just run product photography in a studio like a lot of brands. Every campaign feels like a lifestyle shoot. It's like you're flicking through one of those skateboard magazines from back in the day, not a golf catalog. Each drop introduces a new world. For example, the Santa Cruz campaign we mentioned, they actually had a skateboarder jump over the golf cart as part of their launch video. Almost Home was a Western drop, which they shot on a ranch with cowboys and horses, and it looked amazing. That would actually be such a fun shoot to have done. But these are the mini worlds that they're making, and they can make them because he's doing drops inside of things that he loves: fishing, forests, skateboarding, cowboy stuff. And because of that drop sets the world, and the content that goes inside of that world is going to be authentic and real. It just gives them way more ideas as well. It means they don't have to come up with something generic like some studio work or finding a location in a city. And what's cool about this and their art direction is they're making a very, very clear message that they're not just focused in the golf. They could do all of their shoots on a golf course, but they don't. For them, golf isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. And they're merging these different worlds: skateboarding, fishing, music, high fashion, and then they're taking us with them into that world. They're highly considered and they're well directed. It's a really simple thing that you can do. Other brands that do this well are About Blank, who go into different environments like coffee shops or homes and do their shoot in there, or Crafted, where they do drops in the likes of Lake Como or in like an antique store. So consider the world that your next product drop revolves around and lean on that for your shoot and your content. Jumping over to the second half of the playbook then, the collaborations. It's clear that they use collaborations as a growth engine. When you collaborate with someone like Gap or Coca-Cola or Jimmy Choo, you're also tapping into their audiences. That's going to give you so much more exposure. It just crosses the worlds like we talked about, which is so exciting, and I love to see brands doing that. Jimmy Choo introduces high fashion audience. Steve Aoki introduces music and nightlife audience. Santa Cruz or Etnies introduces that skateboard audience. It further positions Malbon at the center of golf and culture and lifestyle and art. These things colliding is actually what the brand is all about. It's rooted in golf, but the inspiration stems from these crossovers. That's why I love collaborations. collaborations so much. Using it as a growth engine is one thing. You will get more likes or engagement or followers and maybe new customers and buyers, but it does just create an endless ideas forever, because there's always going to be more brands that Stephen Malbon's a fan of, or more things that he cares about that he can then go ahead and get involved in. That then takes us into ambassadors, which is the second part of collaborations. It's awesome that they work a lot with Jason Day. He's obviously very close to the brand. He even helps come up with ideas of the things that he wants to wear. I believe that what he wore at the Open with the Irish tartan was his idea. He wanted to wear it, so they produced it for him. Having someone as close to the art and the idea and the design as that is key as well. If you can do it, go for it. If you don't have the budget for those big name ambassadors, or that's out of reach for you, you can work with local ambassadors as well. As long as it's authentic, you care about them, you see their potential, and you can see what they can bring into your brand and your product and your launches, it might be a worthwhile strategy. This next part might be harder for new brands. From Jason Day, who's obviously a major winner, to Charlie Hull, who's up and coming female golfer. She's right up there at the top, but they've backed her for a while. She's young, fearless, loads of energy, massive social media presence, and she loves the brand and they love her. The other thing that Malbon do really well that I love is, again, ties back to authenticity. He brings his family into his shoots. They put out content series that could include, Jason Day as a pro golfer, one of his sons, and a social media influencer, and they're all together playing golf. In doing that, he's breaking down barriers. He's making it more accessible. How can have like some kid playing with a pro golfer and a social media influencer? I love to see that, and no one else really does that. But what seems unattainable and like a fever dream, it comes back to the anchor of the brand. They're just playing golf. They love golf, and this is all about golf. When they're on the course, they're golfing. Doesn't matter how many majors they've won, doesn't matter how many followers they have, doesn't even matter what age you are or your real ability. When you're golfing, you're golfing. So that's the playbook broken down. It's simple but not easy, but it is powerful. My key takeaways here is to collaborate widely. Find other brands, find other people that you can collaborate with and come up with worlds that you can shoot in. Use your logo as an anchor. No matter how experimental the campaign might be, your logo will always be that constant. Choose ambassadors that embody your lifestyle. That doesn't mean they have to be super famous or professionals, but they have to be authentically true to your brand. Treat every drop like it's individual campaign. The way you put it out on social, block it out as campaigns. Use the power of the growth engine with the collaborations in those campaigns and get really creative on the shoots. I broke this full thing down into a Notion doc, which you can get for free right below me. It's basically a checklist of all the things that you can do to start moving your brand closer to becoming a powerhouse like Malbon. And if you want any help with building out this playbook for your own brand, just get in touch with us. We would love to do a shoot and a collaboration with you guys.